Hello, my name is Jamie Messer and I am the online field coordinator here at WVU School of Social Work. This brief presentation is going to help you as the employer think about employment-based placements, as many of our students who are entering their generalist MSW and/or advanced MSW field practicums are looking for opportunities to have paid placements. An employment-based placement allows them to not only receive payment for their placement, but sometimes combine hours. This brief presentation is going to help us think about the key points that you as the employer may think about. Three of those key points are the approving of an employment-based placement, the dual relationship that may occur within an employment-based placement, and then also supervision for an employment-based placement. Hopefully this brief presentation helps you to support students who are approaching you in the option of having an employment-based placement. Through our placement process, students discuss with us at the field team the opportunities of employment-based placements. When we do that, we express to them many things that they should consider. The first thing they should be doing is reaching out to you as the employer. So has the student met with you at the agency and clarified how completing an employment-based placement will assist them in meeting their career goals? Have they, during this discussion, talked to you about if their employment hours will be the same as their placement hours? Here at the School of Social Work, we allow students to count the hours in their employment-based placement towards their practicum hours, as long as the work they are doing meets one of the core competencies. But we do understand that this may be a conflict for our employers, and this is an area of discussion that needs to occur with each student. With that discussion should clearly identify if the agency provides services that will assist students in obtaining and demonstrating the core competencies. Most social work agencies do, but sometimes there are limited opportunities in certain competencies areas. If you as an employer feel that you cannot support a student in a competency area, we can have further discussions to see if this is available. But if it is not available, an employment-based placement may not be appropriate. The biggest question to ask yourself, though, is how is this benefiting you as an employer? At the School of Social Work, we see this in an investment of the internal talent within your agency. This is allowing students to develop skills as practitioners, but they can also bring fresh new ideas and knowledge from their classroom work to your agency and hopefully help you not only expand your education, but also maybe that of their fellow employees. So our students who are pursuing employment-based placements often see this as a period to decrease stress for them, where we at the field office sometimes see this actually as more stressful, as the students are now entering into a dual relationship. The dual relationship that they are entering is that of the student learner and the employee. They often do not see where they are now, as an employee, also a student learner, where they should be questioning and expanding their knowledge about the organization, identifying service areas or topics that they've not previously been active as an employee, and learn how to navigate those new areas while maintaining all of the appropriate policies, procedures, roles, and requirements of their employment. As they do this, they often have a difficult time of separating, are they there as an employee and a student, and what role are they in at the time that they are completing a task? It is very clear for the agency to have clear communications about the boundaries of the student's employment role and the student responsibilities, and how they are able to meet all of the requirements, not only as a student learner, but also as an employee. The area of conflict and dual relationship often carries over into this requirement of supervision. Students as an employee have regular employment supervision. This employment supervision is set for the student to review cases, review responsibility and task of their employment, and or also receive employment feedback, where the MSW field instruction supervision requirement needs to be separate and totally different for a student. The students are required to have 1 hour a week field instruction with an MSW supervisor. This field instruction MSW supervision should be focusing on the social work values, ethics, and non-core competencies. We do understand that cases from a student's employment may funnel over to the MSW supervision. It is important for students to understand as this occurs that they must maintain all ethics and values, including confidentiality, in the MSW field instruction and supervision. The students must also understand how topics that are discussed in that MSW field supervision may impact an employment issue and how those will be handled. This is especially important if there are areas of conflict and concern. Another area that we're looking at in regards to supervision that sometimes occurs in employment-based is when the employer is unable to provide internal MSW supervision. You as the employer must then clearly define with the student how and when the MSW supervision will occur, what can be shared in that supervision, and how the agency representative will interact and communicate with that external supervisor. Communication from the internal to external MSW supervisor is very important, not only for the student's learning, but also for their assessment. So as I reviewed with you the employment-based placement, hopefully you heard for a student to have a successful employment-based placement that we need to have clear communication and collaboration on the topics of approving the placement, the dual relationships that occur within the placement, and the supervision that occurs in the placement. Hopefully, as the student approaches you to have this placement approved, and we work with you for the approval of an employment-based proposal, that we continue to have clear communication and collaboration and work towards a successful employment-based placement.